From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, March 6th. It is a dreary and a bit foggy start to the day. Temperature-wise, it's a little bit cooler, not too bad. We're starting out in the mid-40s, but our Storm Track 8 team says those temps are only going to dip from here. It is early March, so this makes sense. Breaking news in the race for the White House. Nikki Haley appears to be ending her bid for the Republican nomination. CNN and the Associated Press are both reporting that Haley will announce later today that she is suspending her long-shot campaign against former President Donald Trump. Haley lost all but one of the Super Tuesday primaries and caucuses, and her departure clears the way for the expected rematch of the 2020 race between Trump and President Joe Biden. Haley was a U.S. ambassador to the UN in the Trump administration, but she spent the last few months of her campaign warning voters of the danger of Trump returning to the White House. The Associated Press is reporting that Haley is not expected to endorse Trump during her announcement later today. As we said, Trump was dominant on Super Tuesday. Vermont was the only state Trump lost to Haley. Biden, meanwhile, faces no major challenges from fellow Democrats. Some Biden supporters say that they see weakness in Trump when looking at the primary results, but the former president says he's looking forward to November, even though he still faces several criminal charges.
We're going to win this election because we have no choice. If we lose the election, we're not going to have a country left.
Nikki Haley is really kind of doing better than people expected to. And as was said earlier by John, she's winning in places where presidential elections are decided.
While Haley is leaving the race, her name will still be on the ballot for many of the remaining Republican primaries. That includes Indiana's primary coming up on May 7th. Wish TV is home to Indiana's best political team. All 5 Republican candidates for governor will face off in a debate right here on Wish TV. But before they do, we want to hear from you. What do you want us to ask the candidates? You can send us an email with your question to askthecandidates@wishtv.com. Then watch the debate on Wednesday, March 27th at 6:30 p.m. on Wish TV and wishtv.com. Police in Lawrence say a fight led to gunfire behind an elementary school, sending a teen boy to the hospital. It happened just after 4 yesterday afternoon behind Harrison Hill Elementary School on East 53rd Street. Police say another juvenile shot him in the leg during the fight. Police tell News 8 that the teen who was shot is stable and the suspect is in custody. New on Daybreak, we now know the name of the food services employee at a school in Fishers facing charges for bringing a gun to school. Police say someone reported the gun to the school resource officers at Hoosier Road Elementary School yesterday morning. Officers tell us they took the gun away and that Jovara Ofoya was arrested. Police say Ofoya told them that she had the gun for safety because she works at an Indianapolis restaurant that was, in her words, shot up this past weekend. Fishers police say there was never a threat to the safety of students at the school. Now to iTeammate. Overjoyed is how a 75-year-old substitute teacher says he is feeling this morning now that a 16-year-old student is charged for attacking him, leaving him with a very severe black eye. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office filed felony charges of battery and criminal recklessness in juvenile court yesterday. iTeammate first brought you Rob Gooding's story a week ago. He says the assault happened last month at the Perry Meridian High School while he was teaching a business class. Officers did not initially arrest or handcuff the student, despite Gooding wanting to press charges. It took 33 days for those charges to be filed. Gooding says this is progress in a sad situation that is forcing him to leave a role he loves.
No classrooms. My wife is wanting me to quit for a couple years. Like I said, I'm 75. So with this, it kind of forced the issue.
Gooding says he's not sure why the 16-year-old attacked him in the first place, but he plans to testify in court if the case goes to trial. The Indiana State Teachers Association says attacks inside classrooms are becoming more common. This school year is the first time the state's Department of Education is tracking assaults on school personnel. Teacher union leaders say the department is scheduled to report those numbers this summer.
We'll have a better understanding of the number of incidents that occur like this and the severity. and we'll be able to learn, is what we saw in this case emblematic of what's happening across the state, or is this more of an outlier?
Under the old system, the department only tracked how many students were arrested each year and what they were arrested for. Happening today, lawmakers in Alabama will vote on legislation that could restart in vitro fertilization treatments today or tomorrow. The state's 3 major IVF clinics paused services last month after the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos are children. That ruling raised liability concerns for doctors and patients. State lawmakers will vote on an identical bill that would protect providers from lawsuits for the death of an embryo. Lawmakers have fast-tracked the bill to try to get clinics back open for patients.
Reality is, without doing another embryo transfer, without doing IVF, without having access to it, like, my journey ends.
Alabama Governor Kay Ivey says she will sign the bill into law if it passes. Prosecutors have now dropped domestic abuse charges against Colts tight end Drew Ogletree. They have not said why. Avon police arrested him in December after responding to a domestic disturbance where a woman told officers that he body slammed her onto the ground. He turned himself into the Hendricks County Jail the next day. News 8 has reached out to the prosecutor's office for more information on the dismissal, but we have not heard back so far. Colts wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. is now free to shop around and look at other teams now that he's been given a non-exclusive franchise tag. That means the Colts can match any competing offer, or the team will get 2 first-round draft picks if Pittman leaves. Pittman has been the Colts' top receiver for the last 3 seasons, and head coach Shane Steichen says he means a lot to the franchise.
He's going to show up, and you know what you're getting every Sunday. And you're going to get a guy that's going to go make plays. And you're going to get the same guy on the practice field that you're going to get in the meeting rooms, that you're going to get on game day on Sunday. And to have that type of guy, on our football team is huge. The player he is, the person he is, the competitor he is, the playmaker he is. We love everything about him, obviously, and we want him to be a Colt.
Pittman caught 109 passes last season and is 5th in the league. The Pacers head into tomorrow's home game against Minnesota with momentum. They snapped a 2-game losing streak with a win in Dallas last night. Miles Turner led the team with 20 points and 9 Pacers scored in the double digits. Pacers win 137-120. The blue and gold are back in action at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tomorrow night at 7.
I'm working on changing the game on the court, and Gainbridge is doing the same in the financial world. It's a perfect fit. Let's go.
We're counting down to Caitlin Clark and the WNBA draft next month. There are 40 days until the Indiana Fever have the first pick, and the basketball stars already establishing some ties to the Circle City. Yesterday, Gainbridge announced that Clark is their new brand ambassador. Gainbridge, of course, is the investment firm based in Zionsville. Their name is on the Fieldhouse, the Indiana Fever's home court. It's a multi-year deal to promote a product created for women by women. Clark says she feels honored for the opportunity. The men's basketball team at Dartmouth voted to unionize. It's the first ever college team to do so. Vote comes as college athletes are now getting paid for their names, images, and likeness. Dartmouth says that they aren't employees of the university, so they can't form a union. Facebook and Instagram are back online this morning after a major outage. Their parent company, Meta, says it was because of a technical issue. The 2 social media sites, along with Messenger and Threads, were all down for several hours Tuesday. According to Down Detector, at least 500,000 people reported issues logging into or accessing Facebook. Instagram users were getting notifications that something went wrong and their feeds could not be loaded. If you've noticed the size of your snacks getting smaller, you are not alone. A familiar monster is now expressing his frustrations with shrinkflation. Cookie Monster took to social media this week saying he is fed up with snacks getting smaller. The Blue Monster shared in a post, "Me hate shrinkflation. Me cookies are getting smaller." The monster is not wrong. A report from the Labor Department does show goods ranging from foods to cleaning products are shrinking. Cookie Monster says his solution is to eat double the cookies. I agree with you, Cookie Monster. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.